I'm moderator of today's panel discussion about a topic which is called the future of AI in education. We know that in today's education, we are using AI, okay?
Opportunities and chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaya. Also, you have another guest who is lecturer of ICT. Can you rise up and present yourself to the audience?
Thank you. My name is Ahmad Saleh Nasir Ashraf, and I'm honored as lecturer of ICT in this panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, lecturer of ICT. Also, you have another guest who is the president of the student in this college of education. You're the president. Can you stand up and just celebrate the audience?
Thank you, everyone. My name is Selima Joseph, and I'm going to act as the president in this panel discussion.
Okay, thank you. The audience, how are you? Okay, thank you, audience. Also, as you see right now today, we will have a chance, okay, to get this guest who are going just to help us in this panel discussion of today. Okay, as I said before, we are going to have a panel discussion about the topic which is called the future of AI in education. We are going to talk about both opportunities and challenges. Maybe right now, maybe we can have a change just to start our session. Okay, firstly, I'm gonna begin on principle of college of education. Principle, how are you?
Great.
I think that's your great. Yeah, that's I see. Okay then, principle. No, please, can you tell us about how you understand and think about AI in education?
So thank you so much. Artificial intelligence are being used in today's education, especially for both teachers and students. So artificial intelligence brought both opportunities and challenges for teachers and for learners, but I'm going to focus on opportunities that we are benefiting because of artificial intelligence. So with this AI, we are having students and lecturers who are conducting the research according to the data they are getting from artificial intelligence. So means that we are having research due to the influence of artificial intelligence. Not only in research, but also in interaction. Classroom management, while we are studying either by using this AI, is being improved because it is making the learning more interesting. Comparing it to the recent period where teachers would come in class with hard books or hard copies, and they were rare, but today we are having online books. We are having also this AI that are making easy to get, that are making education more easy to get the information. So we are benefiting the interaction between students and the teachers, and it is making our learning process more interesting because of AI. So AI, we can say that, is making our education more advanced compared to the past period.
Okay, thank you, Chris. You have said about improvement of in research due to the coming of AI.
Yes.
And then you are talking about opportunities, but also you know that there is challenges. Then how are you just planning just to cope with the challenges? You know that maybe in education, maybe in time that I'm using that smartphones in time I'm learning. Also, I have notifications in the others which act as a distraction for students. How are you just gonna cope with the notifications?
So it's very simple. We are advising students and both teachers just to avoid distractors, to focus on their motion. What do they want? So they firstly have objective. Without having an objective, you will go there and then you will be interrupted with such notifications you are talking about. So with planned activities, I hope that teacher or a student will not be distracted according to that. So that's about objective. And we are also encouraging them not to depend on AI because most of the time are not providing relevant data. So when they get data from AI, they have to make sure that they will also search for any other source to make to compare and then take a conclusion of what they found as reality. Once you depend on AI, you will get lost because most of the time the expected answer you wish to get won't be the one you wish. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Principal, for your justification. Okay, let me ask Harold, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes. Maybe this is because it's his Harold.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let me ask you questions about the usage of AI in education. Okay, because I think that in education there's a student. Okay, also the student will need just you need employment and job. And then as you are here, do you think that the students who are being trained by AI, okay, will be good at job market? And then do you think that there is any advantages for those students who use AI rather than those who don't use it?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, then how?
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, AI is artificial intelligence. So that artificial intelligence it helps the student who is learning either in their learning, but also even they are after studying to get the job compared to the job market. So let me firstly start with this one. AI sometimes used for the personalized advice. The personal advice where someone can really search anything that's interesting to him to do and gonna difficult to him. So he will use an AI so as to facilitate him to search what can I do after studying this faculty one. So that will be very great for him. Not only that, even to know the updates. The AI helps us to know the updates it is around in the world, so as to get to where there is opportunity that we can explore. For example, sometimes there is an opportunities that pass through the social medias and everywhere also. But those who are unable to access it, they can hear by their eyes. So after go to search on the AI, what is it? After seeing that things on the online, but not go in deep of it. So go to search in the AI. Also, the AI sometimes use some softwares that even can help those who with disabilities, especially those. For example, like speech to text software. Is the software that is used to when you speak something that translates into the text. So all of those are used by the AI to facilitate those students so as to help them to compete on the market at national, at local, national, even international in general. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Karen, on your opinions about the benefits of AI in education, like improving the likelihood of getting employment. Okay, and also just to increase the likelihood for those who with disabilities, just to enhance the understanding. Okay, but also let me ask the lecturer of ICT. How are you? Then how do you feel about the situation of education where we don't have AI?
Yeah, the student, even though they are struggling, but they are using their mind. Because as I have seen that, I can say AI is, when you use it for a long time, it is overrated. To mean that you don't have the time to think about something. Whenever they ask you something, you are going to use AI. But before AI came, to mean that there was even educated people. So I think when there is no AI, there is no problem because the students are going to focus on what they are doing and they are going to take their time by revising. Because nowadays, in education, as a lecturer, whenever I give assignment to students, they don't have to think twice. Automatically, they paste in ChatGPT and other AIs. That makes them overreliant on AI. So, when there is no AI, I think it can be better. But also, AI is important because it can help me as a lecturer to facilitate, to come as a facilitator, because when they are using AI, they are going to explore more. But it is going to be a problem once they keep using AI more than they should use it. So it should be better for them to, the saying which says that me plus AI, not AI plus me. To mean that whenever I say me plus AI, to mean that I'm thinking more and then I come back with AI. But when they say AI plus me, to mean that I use AI more than I use my brain. So as a lecturer, I have to advise the students so that they can use their brain. And also, it will help them to improve their level of understanding because once you use AI for a long time, to mean that you don't have a time to think. Here you can ask yourself, what if you get a job where there's no AI tools? What will happen? It is the problem. So you don't have to rely on AI. So for me, I can say that time where there was no AI, it was good because we cannot say that the person in that time, they are not educated. They were educated because they were able to perform that job. As you know, when they define AI is the ability of machine to perform the task that is supposed to be done by human being. To mean that whenever a developer is trying to develop AI, they depend on thinking or someone's thought. To mean that they are trying to easy the work that is supposed to be done by human being. So, as a lecturer, it is better to first think before using AI. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, lecturer. According to your observation, you have said that, according to your view, it is very best to say that me plus AI. And AI, not AI plus me. Okay, that's great. And then, I want to just translate all this. Maybe you are a lecturer of ICT in code verification. Okay, that's great. And then, maybe in your subject of ICT, how do you cope with those problems of using AI? Maybe in CATS and others.
In CATS, as you can see in CATS, students are not allowed to use those devices with AI. But as a computer science lecturer, as you know, the students are using their own laptop. You don't know whether they have installed some of AIs. So the way to do it, if they are given assignment, even though there is AI, but there is plagiarism checker. As a lecturer, you should have that kind of software so that whenever they submit, you have to check. If you copy from any AI tools or engine, to mean that once I use that plagiarism checker, I will be able to see whether it has been copied from AI. So once you are a student and then I tell you that I'm going to use plagiarism checker, so you are because you want the marks, you are going to pay attention. Yeah, and that's what I can do.
Yeah, that's technical. Yeah. Okay, and then you misleading because I'm going to come up with another question, which is how do you think AI can bridge educational gaps in these countries of college education?
So, as you know, in college education, we are being trained to be a teacher and leaders. So, if you are using AI and it is over areas, meaning that you are not able to think well. That is what I can say, because you always rely on AI. So, as a future leader, let's suppose that you are student here in college education, but later you are going to be a mayor. what if they ask you the question you rewrite, and as you know, in this area, even though they are just trying to answer all questions, but sometimes you ask a question and all information that are being provided by AI are not accurate. So imagine if you are mayor and they ask you a question and you answer irrelevant. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
So that is the reason as teachers and also educators, we are supposed to not overlay on AI so that we can have a future. Because once you depend on AI, it is not good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Richard. And also you have a chance here to how to go with the president. His president.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, let me take this chance just to ask your Mr. President. Maybe I think that you're the voice of our students in this campus.
Yes.
Okay, then you have listened about your lecturers' view on the usage of AI. Then you as student, how are you trying to manage the usage of AI in your studies? Because maybe I think that there are even in terms of
Actually, AI is very important, even not only for students, in general, it's very important.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Okay, let me come back on career guidance. Career guidance, let me ask you another question.
Yes.
What opportunities do students see AI creating for their learning and future careers?
Opportunities are here. The first three, the most of it say, first is to know, to make research when they are going to compete on the different markets, international markets, local markets. So it is the one source of their effort. Where they go to make in-depth research rather than, let me say, for example, like once you were in secondary school, there was difficult to go to make research in the library because there was time you entered there in the library, then what book you wanted it is not around, not there. Even though you can find that what is in that book, it is not related with what you want. But once you go on the AI, better to text what you wish to update on it. So I can say that the opportunities is there, but even there is opportunity, even challenge. Once the working as overloaded, over-dependent on it, it somehow become negative effect. Sometimes it damages the brain function, where we continue to depend on the AI, while at the job we enter as an individual. Yeah, you have to work research on it, but once you are on the exam, you are on the exam to compete. You work as an individual. Your phone is not around, your computer is not around to go there with the critical thinking only your mind. So better to use it, but know the way to use it.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Just to highlight that. Also, there is the usage of AI in education. That is general person related, like global student. Okay? As we are approaching the end of our panel discussion, I can't allow myself just go without asking again for the principle of college application. Principle. Okay. Right now I'm seeing a lot of messages from the audience asking me just asking discussion. Right now there is growing number of authors, different authors, who are currently writing about the ignorance behind development. Okay? Ignorance behind development. As AI used to increase physical production, but also reducing the mental resources. To think critically, what can you say about this?
Thank you so much. Without going far away, the lecturer of ICT has explained it very well. So we are running behind, we are running all out of the ignorant development. Means what? Means that people are there, but they are not, they are not using their brain to function. Meaning they are using or they are depending on AI. That's what we call overdependence. Students, when they are relying on the AI or any other resources without using their brain, means that we shall be building very attractive buildings, we shall be having very attractive roads, but having people with no mind. They are there, but they can't use their brain for thinking what is relevant and what is irrelevant. So that's what we are avoiding in our school now of education. We are encouraging the teachers to avoid these things of plagiarism. When students go and they copy the work of someone and they say that this is my work. So they write idea, as you say. You may write idea and then you say, okay, this is the idea of somebody, but behind the scene is not his idea. He just took the writing from some AI, they mentioned them, and then say, okay, this is my job. So we are avoiding that, as he said, the lecturer, it is being checked, it is obvious. So in order also to avoid that development behind the ignorance, we are increasing people who are, we are just people who are accountable. We are managing accountability of people. So just be responsible of yourself. Nobody is there to just control you, how you are going to do your stuff. So when you are depending on these things of technology, sometimes you will be controlled by them. So we are training them just to be self-directed. Know what you want, just focus on the main objective. Don't over-depend on this. So with clear setting, we really hope that the one who is using this technology will be managing himself or herself. And we shall be having development without depending on that ignorance, as you say, but with errors. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, please, for college of education. Okay, as I said, we are about closing our discussion, but also let me ask one question. Our lecturer of ICT. Lecturer of ICT. Right now there is a growing, there is a high increase in number of employees, like maybe like you, okay? Where a lot of them, most of them, they have fear. They are, how are you trying to address the fear among educators, okay, like you, that aim to place your jobs?
Yeah. As you know, there's mean that if you employee are employing the one who are having the skills, it means that the reason why I told you be yourself plus AI and don't need AI plus yourself. So since you want a job, it means that you have to think well and try to build your critical thinking so that you will be employed. So imagine what if they say we are going to employ like 15. So it means that if I'm employed, I'm not going to employ those one who are using AI tools. I want the one to control those AI tools, and I want to employ the one who is using the AI. How are you going to manage them? It means that if you want a job, it means that you have to think critically so that you will be employed. That is the reason why, for me, if I'm going to employ, I can employ the one who don't use AI. Because if they are using AI, they want to use AI tools, it means that they will ask AI and they use AI. It is not possible.
So my first question is this. Right now, maybe in the previous times, the students were supposed to do national examination.
Yes.
Okay? And then after writing on national examination, their papers are corrected in the same place.
Yes.
And then some educators, At the time, they be given employment just to collect that record. Okay? But imagine, right now we have an increase in development area, where maybe there is like robot which can come and sit here and collect all the work. And then, what do you think about that?
But also for that, yes, it is possible robot can just come and collect. But that robot, remember there is someone to control them. Because as you know, some of the students they are having different handwriting. I think it is not possible and it is not easy for robot to analyze those handwritings. So there should be someone to control the robot. So that's the reason why I said you have to think critically so that you will be employed to use that robot. Yeah, that is it.
Okay, I think I continue just to appreciate you as a guest, but I can't close this part of the discussion without allowing our audience to ask you questions if they have questions. Audience, it's your time.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to ask my question. My question is to ask those who have discussed about the benefits and the challenges which can be caused by using AI. According to you, is the merits of AI more than the merits of AI, or merits of AI is more than the merits? Which one is more according to your point of view?
I mean, trying to answer your questions, you want to ask whether we can just AI is more important than the way you think. So for me, I can say that we have to, the method of my thinking is big data and good more than AI, because if I don't think critically and have the way to ask AI, it means that if I ask in the wrong way, I will get irrelevant information. It means that I have to have an idea so that I can ask AI in an effective way. Imagine if you don't know what you're going to ask and you ask and you get irrelevant information. It means that you are going, if you are doing assignment like a student, it means that you are going to answer irrelevant. So better being yourself, and then you come back with AI or AI things up. So even though AI are important, but first you have to think what you are going to search or the way to search. There is the way you ask AI and to give information. But if you ask in the wrong way, you know that you are going to get irrelevant. That's what I can say. Thank you.
Okay, I see another audience raising his hand. Okay, can you guys ask your question?
Thank you very much. Thank you, dear honorable moderator, dear lecturer. I would like to ask you a question. Not a question, it's in advice. You can tell who are using the AI in the proper way in order to get the wise response. Some people may use AI for joking without making the critical thinking to the question he or she is going to ask the AI tool. What advice you can give to those who are using AI? For example, is it possible to use AI before to think, or it is better to think and think then ask AI as clarifying? What to advise people nowadays? Thank you very much.
As you was asking, the way we asking AI, as you know, when you are using an example ChatGPT,
Yes.
but for Gemini it gives you the source of information. But for ChatGPT, they just give you information without knowing where is the source. But after asking the question to ChatGPT, you have to ask where is the source. They are going to show you the links, and also we can't ignore that. We cannot ignore the link. Maybe it is for scammers. You have to check the links. Maybe you are going to click on that link. Once you click there, you are going to check whether what you are being given by AI it is the same to that one that is written there. So, as the advice, better checking those links those AI, because sometimes if an example, when you are writing a document in Word, but you want to highlight one word so that when you click on that word, it will direct you to another link. An example, I may say, this is this and this, this and this, but when you want more information, you have to click here. But what if I show you the link, but when you click on that link, you see there is irrelevant information. So you have to check, don't see the link and request as a reference in your assignment as a student, because once you imagine it happened where the student, an example due to history of Rwanda. As you know, the history of Rwanda, yeah, on internet you can search, but when you ask AI, sometimes they give you information that are somehow irrelevant. That may lead to troubles. That's it.
Another one, thank you very much for good response.
Thank you. Suppose that we are the future teacher, or the teacher to be, and we are supposed to educate the young people, meaning children. How shall we help our young children to use AI in a proper way without having them to be addicted by them?
Okay. As the question, you have said the child, but first you have to know when is the child is allowed to use those AI. Okay? And even you cannot give AI tools or engines or other software to the child with 10 years. Do you think there is no way you can manage that child to use AI? If he or she use AI on 10 years old, honestly, I can say there is no way, because he's always depending on AI. That is the reason why they say in secondary school it is not allowed to use a phone. Sometimes, even though they are able to access internet, but I think 5 out of 100 students, like in secondary, you can ask them, what do you understand by ChatGPT? They don't have information. I think many of you know ChatGPT here in the past, or in the induction, or in the that they say it is an branch of the 1 year before you come to university. So that is the reason why I can say better not to improvise. Don't ever, if you are a teacher and you are going to high school to teach, don't ever talk about AI in front of students. Maybe as an educator, you need some of guidance about what you are going to teach, but in your room or where you are going to plan what you are going to teach, yeah, you can use it just to get more information and to arrange or to plan your day. But in front of students, I think it is not good to advise them since they are still young. So, as the way, even mentally, they have to break their brain before using AI. See the way you are getting affected by AI nowadays. Imagine if AI came last 10 years. Yes. Now, imagine the lecturer give assignment without thinking directly on AI. Imagine if you have been using AI last 5 years.